Hello, YouTube! It's been a while. I haven't made a YouTube video in a really long time, so I feel really awkward. I don't know how to go about doing this. Also, I have the hiccups, so that's gonna be fun. I wanted to start a series on my channel of sketchbook tours because yesterday I was going through my stuff. These are all my sketchbooks that are nearly complete. I think probably this one in the middle, or maybe this one, both are only like 40% done, maybe 50. But I have two in here that are completely done, so I want to do a tour of those. And I also really want to show off some of the stuff I've recently been working on in this one. But I'm not completely finished with it yet, so I feel like I should wait. But I'm almost done. I only have like this many pages left, which is crazy to me because the first sketchbook I ever finished was this one. This is technically not my first sketchbook, but it's the first one I ever really worked on, like, with the intentions of making it a cool sketchbook, like, straight from the artwork, straight from the dome artwork. I have another one that was, like, my first sketchbook ever. It's a spiral one, just like this one. It's back in my mom's house. It was, like, my first sketchbook as a kid. It's definitely not complete, and it's definitely not good, but eventually I'll get it back and I will do a tour of that one. But in the meantime, this is my first sketchbook ever, and technically it's not even complete. There's about 5 pages in the back that I never drew on, and the last one I tried to draw turned out really crappy. And I think after this, I just gave up on trying to finish this one because by the end of it, I was a completely different age than when I started, and I just didn't really resonate with anything that was inside of it. So I started new ones. Many new ones. I think today I'm going to tour this one just to start it, just to do it. I have lots of cool drawings in here that I really am proud of. And I've actually also been scanning everything. I have this scanner. I want to show you, but it's sitting on my desk. This is my scanner. It's an Epson scanner, and I've had it for years, but it was at my mom's house for a while. And so when we moved, I finally brought it back with me last time we visited home. So I have been scanning everything. I have so many scans on my laptop now of all my artwork, but I'm going to do a tour of this one today. I'm also going to show you all of my books, and just the general idea behind them. So yeah, that was my first one. I think this is my second one, which is also complete. This one is complete, start to finish. So I'm definitely gonna do a tour of this one eventually. Yeah, it's just like, yeah. So this one's complete. It will be a tour soon. I also have all these drawings that came from this other sketchbook where the pages rip out really easy, so I just been putting them in a folder. There's also some blank paper in here to draw on, but eventually I would also like to tour these drawings because a lot of these are really cool, and I think they'd be cool prints. I think I already scanned all of the ones that I really liked that I would want to make prints, so eventually I can share all those too. I also have, this was my sketchbook when I was in school. I went to college for graphic design for 2 semesters, and then I dropped out. And this was my sketchbook I got for my first semester of class. I took a like basic graphic design class, and so I needed something completely blank to use for the class. But then when I quit college, I kept drawing in it afterward, and some of them are really, really cool. But it's only about halfway complete, so I don't think I'll do a tour of this one for a really long time. I really like the drawings that are in here though, and like here's some trees I did. I like these. I've got lots of like writings in here. Like this is very much more of a journal. And here's some pencil sketches in this one. I hope you can see this okay. I really like this foot. It's pretty good. So yeah, eventually when I work in this one more, I will do a tour of this one as well, and you'll get to see all the stuff I did in school and some of the things I did afterward to learn more, because I am always still learning how to be better. I also have, this one is not very full at all, but there's some cool things in here. This is a black paper book though. So this one is a very specific style that I'm working on, and I'm just experimenting with all different types of mediums in this one, but some of the drawings in here are really cool. Eventually, when I work on it more, I will do a tour of that one as well. I have 4 left to show you. This is the one I've been working on all year long. I got this as a Christmas present, literally last Christmas, and I'm almost done. This is the fastest I've ever filled out a sketchbook. It may be June. I know it's been 6 months, but this is a lot for me. Most of these, actually, all of these books that I'm showing you, I have had for many, many years, and have rarely worked in them. That's why most of them are half complete, and they're all half complete. So I have to go back and complete them. This is another one that's about halfway done, but it's got some really good line art in here. I love the line art I was doing in this one. I've actually shared a few of the drawings on my YouTube channel that I've made in this one. They were made as shorts because they were just like short little sketches, so they're just short time lapses. But eventually when I work more in it, I will also show this one. And my last 2 are big. These are my big sketchbooks. This one has a specific purpose. This is my anxiety book. I have $1 in here for good luck. Here's the first page. This is all I will share for now. This is going to be a long-term project. This is a long-term project. I started this just a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago, because only this pattern I've only been doing fairly recently, within the past 5 years at the least. So this is all filled with that pattern, and then since I've not been doing that pattern so much, I made a part 2. I have changed the theme of the book to a different style, to accommodate for what I am currently doing. And I really like the way it's turning out. I'm gonna keep going with this for as long as I can until I get tired of this style. That's the only hard part about these sketchbooks, is I've had them for so many years, and eventually I would love to show everything that's in them and do sketchbook tours, but I get bored of the drawings that I make and I move on to a new book, and then years later I pick up the same book again and the drawings I'm making in that time look completely different from the old stuff, which is cool. It's cool and it's not cool to me. It's cool on the side that like I can see the progress. It's not cool that it's not cohesive, but that's something I'm gonna have to let go of, because there's no way I'm gonna go back and try and draw exactly like the rest of the sketchbook unless I really felt like it. I mean, there's some cool things in here, but I tend to do different things every time. That's just the way I roll. And finally, this is just my big old sketchbook. It's got everything I've ever worked on, really. Not really. I didn't work in it for a very long time. This was the first page I drew. It's just a bunch of random sketches, an idea for a couple paintings and a sculpture-like thing. And then I didn't draw this hand, but I did draw my sister and the scroll thing. That was it. That was all that was in the sketchbook until this year. And then everything else, no, I'm sorry, until last year. Last year, I did quite a few pages in it. I mean, maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe this many pages of this very particular design. And then I got bored of it and I put it back down. And this year, I have been working in it almost nonstop. Same with this one. I just pick them both up. And I'll take them to work and draw at work. And now I'm about 60% done with it. So, I'm making progress. I'm making progress on my sketchbooks. I'm very proud of it. I love looking back at my growth. And I'm excited to show you my first sketchbook. My first drawings that I ever made with the intention of being an artist. I've always wanted to be an artist since I was a kid, and people told me that I would never make any money, so I started telling them I wanted to be a photographer, and I held on to that dream for a long, long time, just saying that I wanted to be a photographer, and these days, I realize that's not true. I want to be an artist. I want to draw. I want to create. I love photography, don't get me wrong, that will always be a hobby of mine that I will embrace with open arms. Because pictures are so quick and easy. I mean, you see something beautiful, you take a picture of it. Perfect. But you want to draw it? You need about an hour of free time, at least. And mental capacities that I did not have back when I was doing lots of photography. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to show you my first sketchbook. I'm going to change the camera angle for this so that you're just looking down at it, if I can figure out how. But I wanted to show you the stickers on the front first. Me and my friends made these stickers. Well, some of them. I've always been a big fan of hard jewelry, so these are all the stickers I've gotten from all my orders in the past. Every time you get an order from hard jewelry, they send you stickers and freebies and stuff. So that's where most of these came from. These all came from different ones, but they send you one with the logo every time. Also, underneath you can see my skateboard stickers. We have reds and oh, I forgot what that one was called. I don't remember what this one says. And then bones, some kind of CBD brand. And then what else do we have? Thrasher, more hard jewelry. But these ones, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one were all made by me and my friends Lexi and Gabby in graphic design class. And they were all like, I think it was like, I don't remember if it was like for a senior project or like a final project or something, but I made mine Valentine's Day related. This is my favorite one. It says love is in the air, and then I put a gas mask next to it. This was back before I dated anyone, so I was very against love. So that's why I made those. There's no more in the back, but yeah, I just love the stickers. I was very eccentric as a teenager, so this is a very good example of what I was like. And it was really funny to me to look back on all my other sketchbooks, and they're all just black, no personality, no nothing. So yes, we're gonna enjoy this today. Let's dive right in. All right, I'm having a hard time figuring out my tripod, so I'm just gonna hold it and we're gonna walk through it together. So, first page, the stickers, obviously. More hard jewelry. Love. Okay. I always leave the first page of my sketchbooks blank. This is a trait I have tried to get over, and then the drawing I put on the first page of one of my sketchbooks I hate. So I'm going to continue this tradition. Here's the first sketch. We got this cute little scene. Not quite sure what's going on. A lot of the times I just drew with no rhyme or reason. No plan, no nothing. Just drawing shapes and lines and textures and things. We got some more random sketches. My name with spider webs. I always thought that was kind of cool. More hard jewelry. This is supposed to be a dog. We got some weird faces. So squishy. I like this one. Just a weird, whatever. These faces. These were so fun to make. This is Matthew. Oh no, this is Madden. That's my little brother. I thought it said Matthew. Also my little brother, Isaac. And we got Stuart. Becky, that's my grandma's name. Kim. John. We also have John. He doesn't, he's just an entity. And Vector. Vector's obviously a scientist. What else do we have in here? More characters. George. Carmen. My little sister. Marcus. And Death, of course. Nazimzada, which was the name of one of my teachers in school. But that's not what he looked like. What else do we have? Bob. Bob is kind of cute. I really like Bob. Josh, cool guy. What does that say? Julie? I think that says Julie. But I think I just messed up the... I don't know what that says. Another Abigail. I think these ones I did first. These ones I did after I did these, and I was trying them again. And for some reason, when I do something once, I can never recreate it. They turn out like this, and like this, and like this. He turned out kind of cool. I like him. But I couldn't get the cutesiness of these characters. I couldn't recreate it. So, I gave up. Moved on to some lines. I like this pattern. I've been doing it. I did it a while. If you don't look at my dirty desk and look at the paintings above it, I did this one on a canvas with a paint pen. Took me a long time. I used to just like write lots of things, my family members' names. These other pages were all just like writings and stuff. But I did this cool little sketch. All of these drawings I would have been maybe 17, 18. Nobody cares, so shut up. I like these patterns I did. This may have been one of the first few instances of this squiggle pattern. I don't really remember when I started doing it, but it comes up a lot in this book. We got a Fibonacci spiral. This was my name in Japanese characters or syllables based on the letters of my name. I like these patterns. Why is everything so expensive? And then we got some cool crosses. I never did finish it, but I like these. Some lines. I always like lines. Lines are my specialty, in case you haven't noticed. More lines. More lines. We've got some, I don't even know. Just lines. More lines. I love this pattern. I did this all the time. Look at this though. I did all these lines inside of it, but none of them line up. I never noticed that till now. And then I like this. I always thought this would be cool as like a really big canvas. It just looks like a, you know, something you'd see in an art museum for like $50,000 or whatever. And they did like 5 minutes of work. More characters. We got the avatar guy, but he's like, I don't know. My dog. It's a very poor drawing of him. He's a lot cuter than that. This looks like Isaac. Some cool lettering. More patterns. A lot of my drawings back in the day were just pattern exploration. I never did much real life stuff, considering, you know, that's what my dog looks like in my drawings. I did lots of lines, lots of patterns. What do you want from me? This is a Pink Floyd song. I just like the typography I did. Some names. These are all one-liners, so I drew them with one line. That was a big thing for me too. I really liked drawing things with one line for some reason. V is for Vendetta. That's a Billie Eilish song. I'm still living with your ghost. I'm still living with your ghost. Only in dreaming of the West Coast. Damn it, I can't remember the name of the song. I'll look it up. Got some hearts. These are cute. Whatever, just bored. Cool drip. And then I drew on the bleed through. Your mom gay. Got more patterns. More squiggles. This one, I remember I started blending these colors with the white pencil and I gave up. Here it is. So. And then we have this one with a little mitochondria in the middle. Cool little squiggles. I love writing my family's names. My mom's name is very pretty to write. Oh, here's my name. These are some of my... Now it starts getting good. Now the drawings actually get decent. So we've got this one. I do this pattern a lot, or I have done it a lot. And then we got this little alien chick. She's cute. This one's kind of cool, just random. Wyatt said this looked like someone jump roping, and I could not see it until he had to like draw it out. This is his head. This empty space is his head. And these are his arms. And this is his legs. So this spiral thing in the back has nothing to do with what he pointed out. And then this is the jump rope. And it's a dude jump roping. And I was like, what? How do you see that? More sketches. These faces were pretty cool. Although I remember when I did them, I hated them. That's why they all look kind of demonic. I end up just adding more lines and making them look creepier. Although the proportions on this are okay. Look at the shape of that head. And the jawline. This one's kind of cool. But yeah, I was always very hard on myself whenever I started trying to draw faces and stuff. I've gotten a lot better since. I still don't love all of the faces I draw these days, but these are pretty good. I shouldn't have been so hard on myself back then. This one's cool. I just really like the style of it. Yes, I like these pages. So this one is a one-liner as well. This pattern I do is all one line. They're not shapes. There was one that I did do shapes, but I'll point it out. And so the line goes all the way around to block it off at the end. And then we have, this is one of my favorite sketches. Very cute. Here's a self-portrait I never finished. It turned out really, really bad. So I just did a bunch of colors and lines and stuff, and I started doing my pattern inside of her face. And I was gonna do the chest too, but I just gave up on it. And then we have random sketches. Yes, I like these. Just some colorful lines. Always fun. And then we have this gray. I did this with marker long time ago, and then years later I went back over it with the black pen, which I'm really glad I did because it looks super cool with the black pen over top of it. More lines. I like this pattern. I was thinking I could do a painting of this one sometime. And then just some squiggly lines. This is a favorite drawing of mine that I did. I actually recreated this as a painting for my grandma for a gift one year. I think it's very pretty. More lines. Some more sketches. This was going to be a tattoo that me and my cousin were gonna get, and ended up not working out, but yeah, it's our little family barn back home on the property. These are just some, I was just trying to play around with layering like patterns and using different colors to create depth and dimension. Got some clouds, starry sky. I did all of these with like shiny Sharpies, except the bronze one was already like, all the shininess is gone, so it just looks like a poopy brown marker. But the stars glimmer. So does the moon. Anxiety. This one's cool. Okay. Tequila. And then I tried to recreate that one, but obviously I can only do one thing once. You don't know how little you matter. This is a line in a song. I really liked the way I did these. This was kind of the first time I really tried blending with colored pencils in this way to make it look like, you know, realistic. And it took me forever. This is another one of my favorite drawings I've ever done. We're eating you for profit, another line in a song. And what I used to do back in the day when I would draw on this was I would listen to music and then draw based on the music I was listening to. So this is Pink Floyd. I started with Pink Floyd. And eventually it ended up, you know, being a whole thing, but this is a line in a Childish Gambino song. Please ignore the Confederate flags I accidentally drew. I don't know how I want to just like color them in, but then it's just a big black box. I don't know. It would look kind of stupid. But I tried to cover them up with lines and make them look not like a Confederate flag, but that was just the pattern that came out. But I really like this part. And I've always really liked this one too, with the little waterfall coming out. The space scene is cool. Let's move on. My sister was inspired and did her own Wyatt really liked this one. Personally, I don't, but I thought I'd share it since he liked it. And then we got these random lines. This I used some kind of paint pen, I think. And then we got more patterns and shapes. I was really obsessed with this pattern for a long time in school. I used to do it all the time. Here's a big one. It ended up looking pretty cool. And then more squiggles. These are all shapes. So this one, these are not one line. They're actual little shapes. Haha, my favorite. Yes, I love these. Okay, let me walk you through it. So this one is like a forest world. There's a miniature world inside of the forest. And I have all these little people crawling around. And they're going home to their castle. Also, when I drew this, I was not dating my boyfriend yet, but I had a different boy's letter in here. And so when we started dating, I like tried to cover it up with, something like, what's that called? The white stuff that you like paint over to fix things on papers. But then it like messed up my paper. So it just looks all weird, but I added his letter after. But I like this little snake creature. I can actually tell you what the first stroke of this drawing was. And like I said, most of my drawings in this book, I would just draw with no rhyme or reason. I just started sketching and would just turn it into whatever it is. This was the first stroke. This hump right here of her back. That right there was the first stroke on the page, and then it became this. And later on, I added the color in the back. I've always been really bad at coloring my drawings. I just am not confident with color. So that's why there's only pops of colors in most of these. I just felt like it needed something more, and so I added these shapes in the background. And this one I was gonna like fully color, but then when I did the water, I was just kind of like, kind of like it this way. But this one I've always really liked because I did these little sharks in the water, and I think that's kind of cool. And also the buildings were really fun, even though I really have no concept on drawing buildings in a mountain. The mountain does not look like a mountain, but it is a mountain. I've always thought that the sun ended up looking like a camera. I thought that was kind of cool. But then I realized yesterday that my birds are upside down. That's okay. Yes. Cool little spirals or whatever you want to call these. Just another pattern. But this one, this is like a cool underwater scene. So we'll start at the bottom and see all the little buildings. I think I was really trying to get better at putting buildings inside of a mountain, because now they actually have 3 dimensions. You'll notice in the previous one that it's just a flat building. Obviously the round ones, I tried to add a little bit of depth to them, but this one's just there. So these I actually tried a little harder, and I added some more depth in the mountain to give it a little more, shape. I like the pattern I did on the outside of the border. I think that's cool. And then we got like the grass and the water. I like how I did this too. I really like this drawing. Moving on, we have more patterns. I started going over it with a black pen, and then I really hated the way it turned out. I think that was before I added the shiny pen. You see all the shininess? It was like these glitter gel pens that I had. long time ago. I quite miss them, actually. And then more of the same pattern, but this was when I got my Prismacolor colored pencils. So I don't know if you noticed the vibrancy of the page. I was having a really fun time with drawing with my new Prismacolors. We have more, oh, these are all shapes. This is not a single line. So we have more shapes. This is a single line, but I just use different gel pens for it. And then we have more patterns. This was in more gel pens. Random patterns and lines. This drawing I had a lot of fun with. Obviously, all of this came first. This part. And then I added all these animals. So there's really no correlation between the two, but I think it just looks cool. Basically, my idea was, like, we've got the little meerkats down here. And then it basically goes up by, like, predator. Except, like, giraffes don't really eat meerkats, but, like, obviously there needed to be one here. And then I really like this little puma I did. Or tiger, whatever you want to call it. Then we got this. And then there's nothing. Just death. But the patterns are cool, too. I like these. And then this was just, like, where I was testing all the colors and the pens and stuff. Practicing my trees a little bit. This one's really good, actually. I like that. And now we have some geometry. This one was really fun. And then I colored it in with my Prismacolors as well. I did actually try to recreate this digitally. I took a whole picture of it and then uploaded it into Photoshop and then was just tracing over everything and creating the shapes and stuff in Photoshop. This was before I had my scanner, obviously. Yesterday I just scanned it, and now it's like a fantastic replica in digital format. And we have this random face and random lines. These are all like little portraits, caricature portraits. Shut the fuck up. Obviously a lot more color since I got my Prismacolors. This one I really like. This one I call Lost in the City. And there's just tons of buildings. He don't know where to go. He lost in the city. I really like that one. This is when I really started getting into drawing like this. Like this scratchy. This is very similar to what my art looks like now. I was really going for like a beach scene. This is supposed to be sand. It doesn't look great, but and this is supposed to be like a forest, and then I added these like creatures, but yeah. And then this was just like another page to get the ink going. Like this little guy, he's creepy. I tried to do the geometric thing again. This time I used Posca pens. These are Posca markers, or whatever you want to call them. It's cute, it's whatever. It doesn't look as good as the first one though. More shapes. This time around I colored them all in with my Prismacolors, and I was trying to do all these different, you know, combinations and stuff, but I ended up getting kind of bored with it and just giving up. Excuse me, I burped. But I like some of the things on this page. This one's cool. Yeah, that's pretty much the only one I like on it. Yes, more patterns. Lots of line work here, obviously. And then this is another one where I was trying to do lots of patterns and colors. You know, not so it's just all one thing, but there's like different stuff going on. I have a hard time doing things different than when I started. You know, I like to finish the whole page like this, but this was hard for me because I had to think about what I wanted to put next and what color I wanted to use next. But I really like these shapes. I think these are cool. That's my favorite part of that one. Here's a self-portrait. It ended up not looking good, so I added more lines and made it look weird. But it's kind of cool. And this was the start to a very tedious page. I was gonna fill the whole thing with this, but yeah, I had no patience for that. And here's some more. Spinning. I like this. Just more lines and patterns. This one's really cool though. There's a lot going on here. We'll walk through it. First, we have this flower. It's wilting, but it has some sort of magical quality about it. And I like to imagine that she's watching over it. And then this is like another, you know, it's like a portal, I don't know, another world, some random mountains or whatever. But this looks cool. But I always liked her, the way she turned out and her hair. I thought that always looked really cool. This was my interpretation of being in love. This was after I started dating my boyfriend and we were on a trip, and I drew this one time while we were sitting in the camper. We were just sitting, chilling, and I was so happy. And that's what it felt like to be in love. This is still what it feels like, but I told him the colors are more like the blue and purple now. It's not so heated and like a honeymoon phase. It's more calm and chill, but still swirly, if that makes sense. And this one's upside down, but this was a moon drawing I did. And the colors kind of rubbed off on the paint, but that's okay. Okay, continuing on, during the same road trip, I drew this of the road, but it's a road in the sky. And I also tried to draw, I guess this was a setting moon over the trees. Oh, other way. And this one is an unfinished. It was going to be super cool, and I felt really defeated by the outcome, so I gave up. But it was basically going to be this castle. I was going to do all of this black and starry and have some kind of galaxy or something, and then have these like planets. But I gave up. I give up way too easily on my artwork, and it's something I am trying to work on these days. If I start feeling like I want to give up on something, I just force myself to keep going with it. So far, it's turned out pretty good, but it is pretty hard to just keep going when I feel defeated on drawing. This one is really cool. This one I also tried to remake digitally through the same process as before of just taking a picture and then remaking it based on the picture. But it's just so cool. I love all the patterns and all the colors I used. This is my favorite section. I love the planet. I love the way the roads interconnect to this, whatever this is, and he's like crying. It's a dead end. And the planet, oh, I just love this one. It's my favorite. It's so good. I have so many favorites in this book. And then it kind of starts going downhill from there. This is one of the last good ones I have in this book. Cool little house. I started maturing, you know? I started changing up my style. I wasn't doing so many of the random, you know, sketch pages like this. I was trying to do full drawings, and I just felt like it wasn't really working with this book anymore. I tried to do another, this one's crazy, full page thing. I really lost motivation on this, clearly. Look how hard it looks. Oh my god. And yeah, and then that was the last one I ever did in this one, which is so sad to me, but there are so many good ones in here that I think it makes up for the last few pages not being full of something. So yeah, that is my first sketchbook. So yes, that is my first sketchbook. Thank you for watching. If you watched the whole thing, I'm going to continue the series and do more sketchbook tours in the future. Probably soon I will come out with the one for this book because it is complete, so I can do another one. But in the meantime, I must continue the grind in finishing my sketchbooks. It's so much work. Please buy my art. Thank you for watching. I want to try making more videos. I have been trying to post on Instagram lately, and Instagram's just not it these days. I think I'm going to be done with that platform very soon. But I've always loved making YouTube videos, and I love my channel, so I want to keep going with this. Maybe sometime I'll come out with something that's not completely drawing related. I do have jewelry ideas in mind that of some things I want to create, but I don't have any set plans for soon uploads, so see you next time. Thanks for watching.